How's it going, guys, and welcome back to Trailmakers. Thanks for joining me. Today's video, we are going to be showing you some builds that are a little on, a few of them are on the giant side. They're very large. They're not small builds. They're not compact. They're very large. As large as you can make them, basically, while you're still in the build mode. So let's take a look at some of our new builds. Our first build here, this is the DX18 Stunt Fighter. You can see it's got quite the paint job on it, all shiny. It's got some like flamage orange and red on the wings. Got some lines coming to the back. The top is chrome, the bottom is black. And as you can see on the bottom, you can see on the bottom of the very bottom of the wings there's a big set of eyeballs. It's all freaky like. So let's go up into the air. This is prop driven. It's got a couple of small thrusters in the body as well, just to give it that little bit of extra speed. See here, we can see the eyeballs underneath. Looking down. It's kind of freaky. And we can fly this plane upside down as well. It is a stunt plane, so it's very maneuverable. No problem. Nice thin design. The landing gear doesn't come up. It just stays down normally. Seeing as how it's not very much in the way. We're not trying to break the sound barrier by any means. But yeah, we can fly this thing upside down. I just rotate like this, see, and then we can see the eyes on the bottom. Keep an eye on you. But it's a pretty maneuverable plane. Nice and light, fairly compact build. It's just got some small propellers there in the front that are glitched in using ye old piston glitch. And of course we do have some firepower on here as well. For being a stunt plane, probably be a pretty good dogfighter. And as you can see, landing. Not a problem. Not a problem. No damage at all. So that's the DX18 that is available on the shop as of this video being released. So if you're watching this, you can get it. Alright, let's take a look at our next build. Alright, our next build here is the Green Ornithopter. This is an Ornithopter, and this is a slow flap. It's not the super hyper flap like the flutter drive or anything like that. It's just got a nice slow flap with the rotation of the wings. If we hold down space, it continues to flap, or we can just flap once. And left shift gives us our fire breath. As you can see, you can just take a thruster and turn it down to a low speed, 0.1, and then you can use it without it giving you any kickback for thrust. Figured, hey, right on, I can at least make my dragon breathe fire. So yeah, this is pure Ornithopter. This is just using a slow sweep. It's actually not too bad for speed. Doesn't have a very big head on it. Not super overly detailed design. But again, just testing the mixture of the wing pieces, modular wings, with those sail pieces at the end. Because those sail pieces have a lot of drag, so they contribute a lot to pushing through the air. And they also work very well pushing through the water. Now, I don't know if this guy will come back out of the water, but they do swim very well. These low or slow sweeping ornithopters. Oh. No, it's not aquatic. But again, this just uses the basic servos on the wings here. One sweeping back and one vertical to sweep, to give you the roll halfway through your sweep. So it comes, oh, damage, upside down. Oh, okay. Doesn't seem like Mr. Green Dragon wants to play very nice. Oh, no. So a couple of these ornithopters as well, you got to give like one push. A couple of, ow, we get it. You don't want to fly no more. All right, well, let's look at something else then, shall we? All right, our next build here is one of those giant builds I was telling you about at the beginning of the video. This is the Blood Wraith. This is a giant fighter. Believe it or not, it's a fighter. And uses mostly the sails as the body pieces and wing pieces. I believe it's got a couple of wings on it somewhere just for stability, but the majority of the pieces for lift anyways are just the sails. And one beautiful thing about sails, in case you haven't noticed, is that when you put decals on one side of the sail, it's on the other side of the sail as well. So that's real great for two-sided decaling. So as you can see, we have a big flat body like this, but when we hit number 1, we get all kind of opening things like this. See, now we got the Blood Wraith. And it is armed. It does have cannons on it. So it does do quite heavy-duty damage. They are explosive cannons. They go bada bing, bada boom. Just like this. And it's actually surprisingly agile for being such a large creation, with this much wind resistance on it. There are a couple of helicopter engines on there for steering, and as you can see, we have individual thrusters on the left and the right to help with turning as well, because they, like I said, they do have quite a bit of resistance, quite a bit of drag in the air. But it works fairly well, and stays in the air fairly well for something that has so few pieces. It actually stays together pretty good in a dogfight. Because it has so much lift, it's hard to knock out of the air, and even when you're just gliding, it actually works fairly well. Let's see. Oh, and there we go. We'll lose some pieces. So let's see what the strength of this is like. So say if we were to accidentally fly directly into a mountain. You know, I'm eating an orange and I didn't notice, like, oh, there's a mountain, man! Oh. It just falls as is apart. Alright, let's take a look at our next build. Alright, so this build here, it took a little bit of time on as far as aesthetics to make it look fairly decent. This is an ornithopter as well. No cores, no gimbals, no glitches, nothing like that. It just uses our... We do have some flutter drives on there, and it's a flapping ornithopter. So this is the Red Dragon ornithopter. As you can see, it's another slow sloping or slow swinging wings. It's not super hyper fast, but we do have some flutter drives on there for turning and for extra speed. If we hold A and D together, we can get a little extra boost in there as well. This is kind of cool. The shape of the wings, the dragon wings, was pretty cool. It's a fairly articulated body. He can hover somewhat like this. See, so we can just use our flutter drives without actually flapping to still fly, which is great for turning as well. And then we have his mouth opens, and he's got some cannons in there to give us some smoke and some fire, and there is a single cannon on top of his head, but that doesn't fire unless you hold down left shift for 2 seconds. Then it fires. So you can still roar and throw your flame round without actually firing the cannon. You can just hover above somebody like this. Back and forth, left and right, and you'll keep yourself moving, and then you can fire down on him. The breath is his... He does have little legs, little landing gear that comes out when you do attempt to land. Again, the thing with these ornithopters is they don't really like going down so much, as they're mostly designed to stay in the air without power. So when you have no power, it wants to stay in the air. That's the whole idea. So trying to get it to come down to the ground is like nice and easy, nice and easy. So see if we come down like this, we can watch the feet. There we go. No problem. You've got some decals on there for eyes, but I can't turn left or right, or else them flutter drives give him power, and away he goes. So that's a cool build. Very dragon-like. For an ornithopter, that worked out really well. And our flutter drive, of course. It's a great way to be able to add propulsion to something if you don't want to add any thrusters, or if you want to do something quiet. See, we can hold all of it together here, and that gives us a little bit of extra speed too as well. So this is fairly maneuverable. You could have dragon fights if you had maybe some small cannons on the head somewhere, or on the body that you could actually use. You could have dragon dog fights. Dragon fights? Sure. Alright, let's take a look at another giant build. So this is the giant bat. It's a very technicolor bat. As you can see, it's pretty wide. It's almost as wide as the carrier. And again, all sails. And, oh, except for a couple of wings there that I just broke. So we'll jump into our seat here. This does have a couple of flutter drives on the back, as you can see here. Again, which keeps it an ornithopter. We got some helicopter engines for turning because, again, massive resistance because of the sails. Space is just to get us going like this. Then once we get into the air, we can hit number 1, and then we get our big giant flapping. So again, ornithopter, no jets, no gimbals, nothing like that. Just the flutter drive and the flapping action. The flapping action actually brings you down more than it actually lifts you up. So it's you can turn it on or off with number 1, and our flutter drives will just keep us in the air like this. And the beauty about builds as big as this that are with the sails is that, see, I can jump out and like literally just oh no, come on, get up there. See, they stay so level, and these, it's like walking on a giant flat surface. Okay, let's go, we're falling. Flutter, flutter, flutter. This thing's pretty big as well because there's so many individual sail pieces that when you get shot, it takes off those individual pieces, and it's really hard to destroy enough pieces to actually make it fall out of the sky. So it's probably similar to the wing glitch, where if you have enough wings, you just kind of hang there in the air, zero gravity kind of thing. But this thing just uses the sails, and there's just enough sails that, like, I can land this thing on the water and then actually walk on it. As you can see, landing's pretty easy. And our flutter drive does work underwater as well, so that's the beauty of that too. Let's see if we get this onto the surface of the water. And I can jump out like this. And I can just walk on it like a surface. Flashing lights warning. So yeah, see, it doesn't actually sink, even though it's got all these parts on it. But I just think there's enough surface area that it can't actually sink. Too much resistance. So you could probably build a giant bridge out of these things that would just float on its own. And the giant bat, of course, because of our wondrous flutter drives. See if we can get out of the water. I don't think we can get out of the water while we're flapping, because like I said, that brings us down more than it actually lifts us up. Let's see if we can flutter our way out. Flutter, flutter. Flutter, flutter. Come on, you want to get out of the water, don't you? A little bit of speed. And then uppity up. Beauty. Ooh, that was close. Just about. Oh, no, 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 no. See what I mean? See what I mean? That's not very nice. That's not very nice at all. Let's take a look at the last build of this video. Alright, for this build we need to be over here on the land, because this, well, it is actually aquatic. It does work in the water, but it's, as you can see, it's designed for the land mostly. So this is Billy the Biker. It's a pedal bike. He will pedal. And yes, this is my creation. So it's fairly simple. As you can see, controls are just W, A, S, D, and space. So steering, again, we want to just tap our steering, because Billy is not connected to his bike except on the pedals and the hands. So he sits, as you can see, he sits on the bike. He can start pedaling really hard, or he can lean all forward like this and be all depressed. And he'd be like, man, what am I doing with my life? See, even Billy got a stupid look on his face. Alright, so this is how Billy works. We just hit space here. Oh. Who put that crate there? So we want to be real careful, because the only powered wheel on this thing is the servo for the rear wheel. Oh man. Okay, let's try this again. Rebuilds. So a couple of taps just to get us going, and then we do have some mini thrusters to keep the front end down and to help us lift it up a little bit. But as you can see, just holding space, I can push forward. That'll keep the front end down. Or if I hold back, then he'll stand up and try and pedal real hard. Go, 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 go. Doesn't go any faster, but sure looks like he's trying harder, eh? And then he can just pedal normal like this. I use the snake skin pattern on the wheels to try and look like it had a little bit of traction. Some knobbies on there. It does have some grip pads. There are some grip pads on those wheels as well, just to help give it a little more traction from those pieces. But as you can see, we can ride uphill. Let's see, we can put lots of effort into it. Go, 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 go. Oh, wheelie man, whoa, whoa. Okay, And oh yeah, as you can see, there is a stabilizer on there to keep them from falling left and right. But as soon as you get into upwards angles, oh, it started getting vertical. I don't like it too much. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Not the strongest wheels, but hey, he's determined. He's gonna keep riding. He's gonna keep riding. Yeehaw! Here we go. Ride, ride. Who needs wheels? I got enough wheels. They still keep turning. Yeah, and the only wheel that is powered is the back servos. So as you can see, the front wheel doesn't spin. It's just the back wheel. Keep it a little more realistic. And it can go in the water as well, just in case he falls in the water. You'll see here, he can ride in the water. It's not the fastest water vehicle. It's not too bad for a bike in the water, right? And if we hold back, you can pedal, pedal, pedal. Come on, come on, come on, come on, man. Come on, man. Go, go, go. You can steer a bit in the water as well. Now, just sit down, Billy. Just sit down, relax, man. Relax, ride your bike. So this would be a good to challenge your friends to both of you take the same bike and then try and race up, you know, Treasure Island, race to the top of the mountain, or even on here, try and race from one spawn point to the next. Use your spawn points as checkpoints, basically, and allow yourself to rebuild as often as you want, but you're only allowed to move while you're on your bike. So I think that'd be kind of interesting to see a race like that. Alright, so all these builds that you've seen in this video here today will be available on the shop. I will upload them once I have... Ooh, look at that, up the stairs. Not too much for wheels left. But hey, he can still ride. He don't give up. Yeah, they will be available on the shop. If you're watching this video, they'll be up there. I'll upload them as soon as I'm done. That's all I've got for you in this video here today, folks. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this content, click that like button. Click that subscribe button. It is free. And we will see you in the next one. Ciao.